I'm fiddling around with this way too much. I just need to record. Hello everyone, my name is Maggie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. Hello, this is a sit-down chatty talk through video of lipedema surgery, which I'm having actually in a few days. So I have nothing written down, nothing planned. This might be a little bit of a roller coaster, but I'm gonna take you on not even a journey necessarily, but mostly just talking about how I feel going into this, kind of like a diary to myself, but also for anyone who is in the process of seeking lipedema surgery or who has it on the books. This is for you, so you don't feel so alone in the process, because the vlogs that I have seen have really helped me, so I'm hoping that I can help other people. So it is Saturday. On Wednesday I am having surgery with Dr. Volstein, I think that's how he says his name is, Volstein, in New Jersey, in Freehold, New Jersey. He is one of the best lipedema surgeons in the country, and I'm incredibly lucky that he is only like an hour and a half away from me. What a amazing stroke of luck for me. And I went to see him first in September of 2023, where I had my consult with him, paid full price for that, no insurance covering that at all. And I had been working with a company called Cover Lipedema, which there are mixed reviews of Cover Lipedema, but in my case, they did help me get it covered, so I don't regret spending the money that I did on using Cover Lipedema, but do your research, decide that for yourself, obviously. I'm gonna start with what the surgery is itself, and then we can talk about kind of how I got here. So on Wednesday, I'm having lymph-sparing liposuction, which is a type of liposuction that is performed on patients with lipedema, and it is liposuction that is done in a way that the scar tissue, it's lymph-sparing, so it protects your lymphatic system, which is the main reason why lipedema forms. So lymph-sparing liposuction is liposuction that spares your lymphatic system, and the way that Dr. Volstein describes it is during surgery, when he's liposuctioning, he's creating scar tissue to support the lymphatic system. So he has a lot of amazing videos about it. If you are curious, he has like a whole library. It's been very helpful to have all of those videos to watch while I wait to have my stuff just approved by insurance. So yeah. Okay. Surgery is going to be done in stages, so I'm going to have at least 3 surgeries. The first surgery is the front of my body from kind of like my hips down. The second surgery will be the back of my body from my like hips / like top of my butt down, and then my third surgery will be my arms. I might have to have additional surgeries for any kind of skin removal if I have a lot of kind of like leftover skin, because they are going to be sucking out a lot of fat from my body. I might have to have more, but I'm hoping with my age, I'm 31, I'm catching this as early as I can. I'm hoping that my skin is elastic enough that it'll just, you know, suck back up. I genuinely don't know how much money I spent to get here. I, at some point in my life, will calculate it, but it is over $10,000 if you include how much I've been paying for the health insurance that I have, that I chose so that I could have this surgery covered. So I pay like $500 a month for health insurance. I am self-employed, so I have to go through the, what's it called? Marketplace. I have to go through the marketplace because I'm self-employed, so I got to choose the insurance that I was going to use this year, with the idea that I would be having lipedema surgery this year, ideally. We've been talking about this a lot, isn't it? So to take the story all the way back, in April of 2023, I had my first consult with a lipedema surgeon who I did not end up going with, just because of location mostly and logistics. He was in a different part of the country, and I didn't know that there was a surgeon who was one of the best in his field, so close to me in New Jersey. So I had an appointment with that first surgeon in April, and then I kind of was like, I found out about Dr. Volstein. I was like, let me look into this, made an appointment with him. It wasn't until September, and I was probably making this appointment in May. So that was really frustrating for it to be so far away. But in the meantime, they suggested that I start with cover lipedema and also try to get an appointment with a lipedema specialist. Now, in Philadelphia, there is a lipedema specialist, Dr. Zhang, and unfortunately, I was one of the last patients that she took on in this part of her practice. So I don't know if she's still taking lipedema patients, but she is the kind of like expert that I had write me. I went to see her, she examined me, she wrote me a, you know, basically a letter saying that like I need lipedema surgery, I have lipedema, etc., etc. I had to do an ass load of stuff to prove to my insurance that I have done everything I could to take care of this myself, to all of the conservative methods to help my lipedema, and none of them have worked, and the only thing that is left is surgery. So I had to go see those doctors. I had to buy a $6,000 lymphatic press that I paid $2,500 of. My insurance paid for the rest. That was last year, so my deductible not hit my deductible this year. I had to go see a nutritionist. I had to go see someone for manual lymphatic drainage, just to have all these receipts. I had receipts and letters from my personal trainers that I had used. Cover Lipedema has this list of things to do in order to present your request to your insurance. So that took a long time. That was probably the hardest part. Especially with someone who has ADHD, who has trouble with executive functioning, to look at this list of essentially just coordinating and scheduling and calling and doctors and appointments, and it was so overwhelming. It felt so just impossible in the moment. And so looking back, I'm really proud of myself for continuing on that path, because even though it was really hard, I knew it would be very, very rewarding. And looking back, I feel like I climbed a mountain and I'm at the peak, and now there's like a bigger mountain that I couldn't see while I was climbing the first mountain, but I knew it was gonna be here. I'm hoping that surgery is not, I feel like it's going to be hard, but it's not gonna be as difficult as getting everything approved by my insurance, because it's going to be hard, but I'm going to be doing it, versus like something being hard at the pursuit of something I don't even know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen, right? So I feel okay about the surgery, but I'm really grateful that I persevered. And the year, my word of the year, I choose a word of the year every year, and the word of my year for 2024 was relentless, because I was going to be relentless in getting this surgery covered, and relentless in other areas of my life too, but specifically this surgery. So I have been relentless. I started going to the gym in July so that my body would be strong enough so I could have just a better recovery after surgery. And I just had my last gym session yesterday, and I feel so much stronger than I did in July, which is really cool. But I'm sad because I really enjoy going to the gym. Yeah, so that's kind of like how we got to here. In, I would say, mid-October, I got a call from Dr. Volstein's office, and they were like, okay, we have what's called a single case agreement, an SCA, which is basically an agreement between my insurance company and my surgeon of how much they're going to pay my surgeon, because I requested for him to be an in-network provider, even though he is an out-of-network provider, because there's no one in-network that can do what he can do, and that was another thing that I had to prove. I feel like I feel like a lawyer, and so I kind of knew it was in the end stages, but there just wasn't, you know, there wasn't any timeline of when it was actually going to get approved. And I'm really glad it got approved when it did, so that I can have this surgery before the holidays, because if you, I mean, even if you work a 9 to 5, you know, nothing gets done during the holidays. So I'm really glad that it got scheduled now. So the plan is I will have this surgery, 3 months later I will have my second surgery, 3 months later I'll have my third surgery. Then we'll let everything kind of settle and even out, and I'll see if I need any additional surgeries. That is a lot. Like I feel like I haven't been thinking about it that much, but it is a lot. It is a big surgery. It is, I was talking to Mon because they're my, you know, main caregiver through this whole thing, and they were like, oh, this is like bigger than top surgery. I don't think I realized like how big of surgery this is. And I was like, yeah, me neither. But it is a really large part of my body. It is going to be hard on my body. Hello, Lucy. You can come in. She's like, who are you talking to? In terms of recovery, 4 to 6 weeks, and the first week's probably the hardest. The first 10 days are pretty hard based on everything that I have heard, everything my surgeon told me. The first week, so basically, my plan is to have spinal anesthesia, so I'm not going under general anesthesia. And then they're going to give me something else to knock me out so I'm not actually conscious. But I won't be going under general anesthesia, so I won't have like a breathing tube. I won't be waking up really groggy and nauseous. I think it's just gonna be a better experience for me because I've never gone under general anesthesia. And also it helps with the pain after surgery, because basically they're going to inject like numbing into my spine, which will numb me from the waist down, which is like how a lot of like epidurals are. And so that numbness will continue after the surgery, and that will help with my pain management as well. So I think it's the right choice for me. They said I could change my mind if I wanted to the day of, but I think I'm probably gonna stay with that, just because the thought of being like completely unconscious and unable to like breathe on my own sounds scary. But that's just me. Some people, they've done general anesthesia and it's fine. For my arms, I don't think I'm gonna get that choice, obviously. But I don't know, we'll see. As far as I understand, the plan is they'll give me anesthesia, they'll knock me out, they will do the surgery, which should take maybe 2.5 hours, and then I will go into recovery. The thing that I am most nervous about is that there's gonna be a lot of swelling after this surgery, because they're essentially removing a layer of like fat. This is my skin, and there's a layer of lipedema fat here, and they are removing that. So there's like my outer skin and my inner fascia, and now there's like space in between, and so I need to smush them together so that they will adhere together and not fill with fluid, which is what your body wants to do when there is any kind of like cavern in your body. And so I'm gonna be wearing compression. So they're gonna put compression on me directly after my surgery. The compression I have ordered is from Marina, but there are a couple of different brands out there they recommended. I just have tried them before. And I got 2 pairs, one for post-surgery and one for my post-op appointment, when ideally my legs will be a little smaller. So I got a one size down so that I am prepared for that day. So after my surgery, they're going to put this compression garment on me. It is basically leggings that have a zipper and hooks up each side, and a big hole in the crotch and butt so that I can use the restroom, because I'm going to be spending a week in this compression garment. So that's gonna be so fun. I'm so not looking forward to it. It's going to be nasty, it's going to be gross. To do the liposuction, they pump me with like, it's a couple different fluids. One of them is like tumescent fluid, which just helps break down the fat before they like suck it out. That is going to be leaking out of me, so I'm going to be like leaking fluid and I don't know what else out of my body into this garment. And I'm going to be leaking for, they said 24 to 36 hours, which not looking forward to that. So I'm going to be put in that garment that I have to wear for a whole week. I can't shower really. I have bought stuff to prepare, so maybe I can do like a video of everything that I bought for my surgery, but like maybe I can do like everything I bought and what I actually used. Maybe that would be a good video. But I did buy like a STP device, which is like stand to pee, which I guess is probably more trans language, but I guess it's not, because it's just a stand to pee device that I haven't tried yet, and I'm afraid to, but I feel like I'm going to need it based on the size of that hole. So yeah, I'm gonna stay at the hospital overnight, which I wasn't anticipating, but because they are taking such a large volume of stuff out of my body, they want to keep me overnight for observation. I'm going to have a catheter directly after surgery, and I think he said the nurses will take it out that night. I shouldn't feel it because I'm gonna have this spinal anesthesia. But that is because like there is going to be so much fluid going through my body. So in addition to it leaking out of these like tiny holes, that when they do liposuction, they kind of cut a little hole and they put the tube thing in there. So I'm gonna have like little holes in my legs, and they're gonna be leaking. But my body is also gonna be processing all that fluid. And so if I didn't have a catheter, I would be having to get up to pee really often, which is not great directly after that surgery, because I really should be elevated, really should be resting. So I'm gonna have a catheter. That was news to me. Not excited for that, but I'm hoping I do not feel it. So I'm staying overnight. The next day, he said I can go home if I feel like I want to. He usually has people wait until after noon to decide that, and I'm hoping I'm gonna want to go home. I can't imagine I'm gonna want to stay another night at the hospital, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I haven't had surgery as an adult. So I should be able to go home, and then I am just recovering for a week until I go back for my post-op appointment. What does recovery look like? I need to get up and walk around at least 3 times a day is like the recommended. But I'm not walking, like I'm walking to the kitchen and back. Like I'm walking to the bathroom and back. I'm not, walking a mile. I have a buttload of medication that I'm happy. So I'm gonna be taking medication. Mom is gonna be taking care of me, of the house. They're gonna be tracking my medication. We have a meal train set up, so our neighbors, I mean, not our neighbors, but our friends, our community, are gonna be bringing us meals and everything. I'm so grateful for that. So I'm just gonna be like chilling and sedentary for about a week, and then I go to my post-op and see how things are going. I'll get instructions from there. At some point I will start using my lymphatic pump. At some point I'll go to get manual lymphatic drainage from a PT, and hopefully in 4 to 6 weeks I will be going back to the gym so I can regain my strength for my next surgery. That's kind of my plan, if you will. To keep myself busy, I have a list of movies and TV shows to watch. I want to play a lot of video games. It's hard for me because Mon and I are such a team, and we, really divide up all the things in the house in a way that we both feel really good. So it's going to be, as we said in couples therapy yesterday, it's going to be hard on me to like take up that space, to not be able to help, and to need a lot of help. And it's a lot of trust. And we went through this with Mon when they had top surgery, and then again when they had revision surgery, not to the same degree, but for a month after they had top surgery, I was the person, and I actually don't remember it like too intensely, which is interesting. I probably have a diary entry somewhere, but yeah, so I think mentally that's just like hard for me. But we had, again, a couples therapy session yesterday, just like a drop-in session, and that was really helpful, and I'm grateful that we have that resource as well. We love our couples therapist. He's like a trans man, and he's so sweet and funny and just really nice. So yeah, so I guess transition into part 2 of this video, which is like oh my god, I've already been filming for 20 minutes. Oh my god, I have to wrap this up. I have things to do. So the emotional part of this is centered around how I feel about my body. And when I announced the surgery, someone posted a really thoughtful comment of like, how are you dealing with this as someone who has worked so hard to, really love your body, and publicly at that, and like, how am I dealing with that? And I have had a lot of time to think about it, because I've been waiting and pursuing surgery for a long time. It is going to be, I want it to be, and it should be, somewhat of a dramatic difference even after that first surgery, and I hope it is. And I just have come to terms with that. I'm going to grieve this body. Even though I am in pain and I'm limited in what I can do, I'm gonna miss this body, because it's the body that oh no, I didn't mean to cry. I wasn't expecting that. the tripod is on the tissue box. I've worked so hard to love this body. I've spent years healing the parts of me so that I could love this body, so that this body didn't hold me back from doing the things I wanted to do and pursuing the things that I wanted to pursue. And it was hard to be doing all that, and also to see that parts of my body were growing in ways that didn't feel natural, which I don't think I've really talked about, but you know, I see fat people all the time, and now I can see who has lipedema and who doesn't, because the fat is so different. And I spent a long time feeling guilty that I was judging my body because it felt unnatural how it looked and how it was growing. And it was a relief to find out that yeah, something is wrong, like your body is actually not supposed to be doing this or to feel this way. So it was relieving in that way, but also just, you know, jarring. And I know that it's going to open up my world so much more in terms of mobility, and you know, I don't even know really all of the ways it's going to touch my life, and I'm excited to find out. But you know, I think aesthetically I am looking forward to having a body that is not as lumpy, is not the word I'm trying to find, but I see people who are my size who don't have lipedema, and I feel so like envious that they have that body. And it's not because I don't love myself or I don't love, you know, being fat or I want to be smaller. It's like that is the body I was owed, but I have this disease. So I'm left with this body that I can't find clothes that fit. They fit one place, they don't fit the other. It is, again, I've done a lot of gentle gymnastics. I've done a lot of mental gymnastics processing all of this, and I am so grateful for my body. I'm so grateful for all that it has done for me and all that it has helped me learn about myself. And I'm also really looking forward to having a body that doesn't have like excess heavy painful fat on it, and all of the positives that will come from that. And I'm still gonna have to maintain this condition. Lipedema is not something that once you suck out all the fat, it just goes away. I'm still gonna have to use my lymphatic pump. I'm still gonna have to wear compression. There's all these different things you can do to manage it. And once I have this surgery, that is going to be something I focus a lot more effort on, because going through all of this, I do not want to have to do this again. Generally, lipedema can be activated if you go through a hormonal shift. So for a lot of people, it happens at puberty. Some people it's pregnancy, and some people it's even menopause. They go their whole life and they don't have lipedema until they are in menopause. And so I am not planning right now to have a biological child that I carry. So I don't think pregnancy is going to activate that for me, but at some point down the line it could. However, it is just a chronic condition, so I have to be really good about managing it if I don't want to be in this position again. But this is, of course, you know, what, 20 years of having lipedema untreated. So I'm hoping I can kind of get a clean slate of sorts when it comes to lipedema, and manage it in a way that works with my lifestyle. So yeah, I'm scared, I'm nervous. I know that this is going to be hard, but I know that it is going to be worth it. And that is just kind of the mantra that I'm saying. And that's what I said in that when I replied to that comment on my Instagram. I said, like, this is just a gift for my future self, and I have to remind myself of that. I feel like I've talked enough. I'm gonna end here, but if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I am like happy to do a Q&A. at some point. It is my intention to video and vlog as much of this process as possible because, as I said, watching people go through this process was so helpful for me on my journey. So I want to do the same and provide the same. So I'm gonna charge all my electronics up. I'm gonna have them with me. And I don't know when the vlogs will come out, but if I'm recovering and I'm just sitting there, maybe sooner rather than later. Who knows? All right, I gotta go do stuff to prepare for surgery. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. If you're seeing this and you want to send me any kind of mail, supportive mail, I will put my PO box on the screen here because I think I am going to need a lot of support, especially in that first 2 weeks. So anything you want to send to my PO box, highly appreciate. Mon will go check that while I am recovering, and it will lift my spirits and mean a lot to me. So just gonna put that out there. All right, I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up and give us a subscribe, you know, and take care of yourself. I will see you next time.